So you've probably heard of Zotac for making graphics card, but did you know that they made a mini PC?
This right here is a mini gaming PC from Zotac from 2017, and it features a dedicated GPU and i5 processor, and we bought it on eBay for a little under 300 bucks. Should we have though? We're about to find out after word from today's sponsor.
Finally got done with my gaming PC build.
Dang, looks good. How much money did you spend on it?
Dude, I spent way too much in this build. I literally have no money left now.
Did you not save enough money for Windows 11 Pro? That's about $200.
What do you mean $200? I just get my keys from GVG Mall, today's sponsor. GVG Mall is our go-to place for purchasing Windows 11 CD keys.
GVG Mall always has great sales going on, which brings the price of these Windows keys extremely low. And paired with our discount code TB20, you can get Windows 11 key for as cheap as $24. That's a fraction of the cost from the official price.
It's super easy to get your Windows 11 CD key from GVG Mall too. Just add the key to your cart, use our discount code TB20, and boom, you saved a ton of money.
Once you got your Windows key, you need to head to the activation setting within Windows and paste your Windows key into the activation box, hit activate, and boom, you now have activated a legit copy of Windows 11 Pro.
And don't worry, it doesn't just stop at Windows 11 Pro. They also have previous versions of Windows, they have Office products, and they even have game keys.
Big thanks again to GVG Mall for sponsoring today's video. Now, let's get back to it, shall we? All right, guys, so what we have right here specifically is a Zotac Zbox Magnus. The model number is the EN1070K, which features an i5 7500T, a GTX 1070, a 256 gig SSD, and 16 gigs of RAM, and we paid $275 for it.
A T is interesting. I think that's one of Intel's lower power designed CPUs, right?
Yes, it is definitely a lower power CPU, 4-core, 4-thread. I'd be curious to see how much that CPU holds us back, because again, this is from 2017. This is an era where, well, laptop hardware and stuff like this didn't really exist. We're seeing more mini PCs nowadays, but it's, when you say mini, it is still a pretty chunky PC.
So it's like a little Xbox. I like that. They did a good job packaging, by the way, the eBay seller, but we got a little 2.4 gigahertz antenna attached to the back. I like how this just has just one little spot for an antenna. But the cool part is, since this isn't like super mini, it has a lot of ports on it. On the front, we got a big power button. We got a full-size SD card reader. That's interesting. A USB 3.1, a microphone jack, a headphone jack, a USB-C 3.1. We have nothing on the sides except for some ventilation.
Holy moly.
Yeah, the back. All right, so we'll go from USB 2.0. We have two of those. We have two USB 3.0s. We got, wow, two DisplayPort, two HDMI,
4 monitors,
two Ethernet ports, both probably 1 gig,
yeah.
And then we have our Wi-Fi, which may have Bluetooth as well. I mean, this is interesting. This is a lot of ports. It's like as many as you would get on a full-size PC.
And this should be pretty easy to open as well. It looks like there's just these screws, yeah. And then it shows this push thing, so we might as well do that while Jackson shows you the power brick.
All right, we're looking at 19.5 volts at 11.8 amps. They can't just tell me the watts. I gotta freaking pull out the old calcy.
And one thing to mention is they list this as like a normal 1070. Normally in this generation, we're looking like max Q level GPUs, which would be a cut down version. I'm assuming it's still a cut down version of the 1070, but we'll see when we benchmark what wattage it gets to.
We're at 230 watts, so a lot of watts, but yeah, there clearly isn't like a full size 1070 in this, right?
Huzzah, there we go. So on the inside, we have dual channel memory, looks like crucial laptop memory. That's kind of cool. Looks like we have room for another SSD as well,
like
which I might actually want to put that in there because I need more space for games. This right here is a 256 gig SSD. As you see, it says GTX 1070 right here with the i5.
This is so weird. This is like, it's like a riser board that looks like a SATA M.2, but then another SATA M.2.
Huh. That is really weird. It says NVMe Go. What does that mean?
I don't know. And then look, this goes to the fan, the CPU fan, I think, which is just so bizarre. I don't really know what that's for. We have a clear CMOS button. We have a, here's our Wi-Fi adapter, which is an Intel one. Don't know, Jonah can get a little zoom in on that. It may have Bluetooth built in if anyone really cares. Yeah, and then we can't really see the other side without taking out some screws. I don't really know if there's anything important back there though.
Yeah, we'll probably just see the CPU. We'll see what temperatures are like. If this thing, again, is from 2017, if it starts running really bad in our testing, and we feel like we need to totally take it apart and do some new thermal paste and things like that, we will do that. But for the sake of this video, we're just gonna put this on, turn it on, see what it looks like, and then we'll play some games on it, because that's what we like to do, to see if this 1070 and i5 can actually play games still.
I'm willing to bet that this 1070 is actually gonna pull some power, because I don't know if you noticed, Matt, but on the other side here, we have huge heat sinks.
Oh yeah, and you can see the copper.
Yeah.
Like that is some really thick copper.
That makes me think we got our GPU die on like the other side of the board.
I'd be curious to see what it actually ends up pulling power-wise. So let's see if there's any lights or anything when we plug this up.
Any lice?
Any lice? Hopefully not lice.
See if any bugs crawl out.
Yeah, we don't want that. Power on.
It's got a pretty big power button that we can't miss.
Okay. Audible
fans.
fan. A beep?
A beep.
And that's about it. Nothing fancy. I mean, it's still cool from this era. There weren't many PCs like this, mini PCs that actually have, well, dedicated GPUs. So it's cool to see that this thing exists, but how does it hold up in modern games? Let's load it up in Windows and see what happens.
All right, guys, we are playing some Apex Legends on our little Zbox, and currently we're doing 1080p, kind of like a medium preset, not using any upscaling or anything like that, and it looks like we're getting 100 plus FPS.
Yes.
We'll leave it at that for now. Why am I playing this guy? Oh.
Yeah, we're starting to see, and we'll see once Jackson dies here, the latency that he's definitely feeling has to do with that CPU just being at 100% all the time. And shout out to Apex for bringing arenas back. It makes benchmarking that much easier, I guess.
I didn't remember that it was just like a 1v1 like this.
Yeah. I'll say, given the era of this PC, we've only been playing for like a few minutes, but it's not really that loud. And the temperatures aren't bad.
It should be.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're finally seeing some watts pull in the 1070, and that does seem pretty close to like what a desktop 1070 would pull.
Tire system, I mean, it's still pretty efficient. We're pulling about 150 to 160 watts across the board. Ain't too bad. Yeah, this is just kind of a sad. The 1070 is still very solid. It's really just even anything beyond an esports title, like an older esports title that actually would have had like a 4-core, 4-thread support built in. Anything new is just going to really struggle, and you'll see that in the other games we test.
Go. Go.
There you go.
Is it real?
Oh!
It is a real person.
We hit those though. Mozambique. The sniper shotgun.
Mozambique, yeah. No!
Hey, go team, go! Let's go!
He clutched it up, baby. Oh, he's dancing on me.
Maybe. Okay, pop the hole.
Which one's the real one?
That guy. Oh wait, he's hunting. McAllister is just gonna jump on camera here because we gotta eat.
I'm not
Gamer's gotta eat. But he's the champion.
McAllister,
he won.
come on camera.
Yeah, come here.
Tell the viewers the word of the day.
Word of the day with McAllister.
I'm trying to think. I got 2 words that I could do. Exacerbate, to make a situation worse. It sounds like another word.
All right, guys, Apex runs pretty solid. Move on to the next game. Spider-Man 2. We are currently running 1080p, very low settings. And I do have to mention no upscaling because, well, look at that CPU usage. First of all, 100%. And swinging around, it's not great. I'll be honest with you, not an amazing experience. This is, again, an example. You know, we told you Apex Legends ran really well. Well, this is an example of showing you how that CPU is gonna hold us back, because that poor 1070, well, it is at 70% usage, still has a lot more horsepower under the hood, but the i5 is just gonna hold it back.
Intel, what were you doing back then?
Intel, what were you doing with these quad cores? They couldn't have possibly know what games would be like nowadays. But we're running around here. As you can see, there's... What just happened? I was there for 2 seconds.
You just got 2-tapped.
But we'll swing around here for a little while longer, see if we get another one. But I think we're gonna maintain about the 30 to 40 FPS mark. Might be a good idea just for the fun of it to try frame gen, but I don't think it's gonna work because the CPU is probably gonna crash out and it's gonna crash. Oh, I thought it was gonna crash right there. It was holding so hard. Yeah, this ain't great. This ain't great, guys. But you know what? We're talking about a $275 PC. I mean, realistically, I would get this thing, if you were gonna do keyboard and mouse setup with it and be running games like Rainbow Six, Fortnite, older games, like a little emulation box, you could technically get Bazite to work on this, but it is an NVIDIA GPU, so it probably wouldn't be amazing. But I mean, for the price we paid, I'm pretty happy with it. This is more like a blast in the past to see what this thing was back in 2017, which I think back in 2017, depending on what the price of this thing was, this was probably a pretty cool piece of hardware because it's actually still, regardless of the CPU, holding up. So I guess this will be our opportunity to just go ahead and do some upscaling. We'll start with some normal DLSS and go from there. This thing probably needs more than DLSS to survive, but we're gonna give it a go here. Turn on some FSR, from balanced, no frame gen. I feel like frame gen's gonna break it. It feels a little smoother. We're not dipping into the 30s. Everything feels super like, okay, never mind. Everything felt super laggy, and our GPU usage is now lower. And that poor CPU is like, why are you making me do this? Look at the buildings. They're like super slow to load in. I mean, we might as well just turn on FrameGen, shall we? What's the worst that'll happen, right?
This is birds.
Those were birds. It didn't look like birds, but they were birds. Yeah, let's just see what happens when we turn on FrameGen. Hey! And error, your GPU could not. Wait, it says the GPU is overheated. That it did not overheat.
This is 74C.
Spider-Man, you're making stuff up. Okay, obviously you knew this would be the limit of this PC. Higher end AAA titles like Spider-Man 2, not gonna happen, but Apex Legends ran okay. We'll install some other games. I had to only install these games because again, 256 gig SSD. We're gonna install some lighter titles to show you guys some other games in built-in benchmark style. And then we'll talk more about it because, hey, it was cool for $275. Would I recommend you buy as your primary gaming PC? Probably not, but for the price, if you wanted like a little home theater PC, seems kind of cool. And you should keep an eye out for these things on eBay.
Well guys, the consensus is in. This Zbox is actually still pretty cool and the price is pretty decent. We just really wish they had came with a better CPU.
Yeah, that 4-core, 4-threaded processor is not great nowadays, and if that 1070 had at least a 4-core, 8-threaded i7, we would honestly be happily recommending this thing in 2025. But let's talk about those other benchmarks that really push this thing to its limits. We ran CS2, 1080p low settings, got an average 159.7 FPS with a 1% low of 82.9. Black Myth Wukong, 1080p low settings at 66% render scale, got an average of 62 FPS, a max of 73, and a minimum of 40.
And for 3D Mark Time Spy, we got a score of 4,893, which is a 6 cents per point score. And for our standards, that's actually pretty good, especially with this thing being a mini PC and a pre-built.
So hopefully you guys enjoyed this little deep dive into an older style mini gaming PC. Obviously, this was a one-off deal we found on eBay. You're not gonna find a ton of these ready to buy, but it is something that you can keep an eye out for if you're looking for a little home theater PC or just a project computer that you can load up at maybe a Linux distro or just have as a couch gaming PC for lighter titles. I think the price point we paid, $300 or less, is good value for the money, and you can shop yourself using the link down below. It's an affiliate link and it will help us out. Let us know what you think of this little Zbox down below, and do you guys wish there were cheap gaming PCs like this on the market today?
And as always, we hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, make sure you check out our other 2 YouTube channels and also our twitch.tv/ToastyBros. Do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
Yeah, we'll see you guys on the next one. Bye-bye.
So guys, if you go over to PCBros.tech, you could have a chance to pick up the Zbox today. I stuttered.
Yeah, see what McAllister keeps of that, because that was an absolute debacle at the end there. But if you just go Toasty Bros on checkout, you will save 3% of your next purchase of this Zbox or just a normal gaming PC today. PCBros.tech. See you guys later. Bye-bye.